Hey guys, and welcome to the scholarly edition of Trap Notes. I am your host, Haley Booty, and my co host Trey could not be here, so I have Ty Carlos here who is going to help me out.
Thanks for having
Oh, that is no problem.
me.
I think I might rather have you here for my scholarly edition.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate
And Ty
it.
Carlos is a theater major at UL.
Oh,
Woo! So, first and foremost, I want to say thank you to Greg from Thug Notes who actually inspired to do this video.
woo!
We really, really appreciate what you've done. And for this information, we are able to feed and give more.
hmm And also, I want to thank Michael Hoffman for doing a wonderful job in showing the multi-dimensions of the character of Bottom. He did it so well, and he was very creative and showed a lot of details in that character. But at the end of the day, Thug Notes only says Bottom is an ass, so Puck turned him into an ass. Well, this is not all true.
No, you have to go into full depth on the first time Puck ever seen
hmm
Bottom was rehearsing in the forest for the play Pyramus and Thisbe.
hmm
Now, what do they say about first impressions? Never judge.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Especially if you're gonna be, like those old women peeping out the window.
hmm
You can't do that.
Right.
So it's you really, really have no idea what a true ass is because yes, Puck sees Bottom as more of an arrogant kind of showboat person,
hmm
but he still kind of feeds off, everyone else. He gives everyone else an opportunity. Unlike Cam Newton, who is a straight ass.
Mm.
Literally, if he could hike the ball to himself,
He would
he
do
would.
it. Right.
I mean, there's no question about that.
Right.
And people in the NFL, you can agree with me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think bottom dimensions are outstanding. I mean, he's arrogant in a way, but he's not very consistent with it. It's not like bottom wakes up every morning and turns on the arrogant button. That's not who he is.
No.
He's a showboat a lot, but it's because of the mechanicals really look up to him. So he's like the most educated out of the group. And some of it really comes off as if bottom is like a pimp more than just so being arrogant. I mean, he always has to wake up nice and feel fresh, put his gear on to look nice for the ladies. And I think those are some of the unique details that are described in a Midsummer's Night's Dream about
And
Bottom.
in modern day, who does that remind you of?
Cat Williams, just like him,
I mean, you
pimp him
can't.
short,
That's it. That's it. Except Bottom just might be a little bit taller.
just a little bit.
Not
hmm
not much, but it's all good.
Right.
Now, Bottom is married. Okay,
hmm
his wife, she will straight up and tell you he is an ass. Like
Right.
in this movie, she calls him a worthless dreamer.
hmm
That's kind of hurtful.
Right. Your own husband.
Like, especially your husband trying to get into the acting game right now. I mean,
Worthless.
what do you even think about when you do these things?
Right.
You know, he already hurt him. Don't try and hurt him. Even more.
Right.
But here's the thing.
hmm
Since you've all read the play, I don't have to go into extreme details on what has happened.
hmm
But a lot of you have not seen the movie, so you don't get all the physical evidence that you need.
Correct.
Like, you don't get to see him in the cafe, sipping tea and,
hmm
seeing these few, hot young things in the reflection of the glass.
Mm.
And then his wife just comes hollering and he trying to run away. Like a quarterback is trying to run away from a defensive lineman.
Oh, I
Oh,
like how you did
I mean, come
that.
on.
Yeah.
You know, Matter of fact, Bottom's wife is like J.J. Watt.
Yeah, I could see that. Mhm.
I don't even play football, and I'm terrified of it.
Mhm. I could see that.
So, I mean, if you really want to agree, he's like the prodigy of pimping. You
Oh,
know?
bottom. But if he's such an ass, when he hears his wife hollering in the village, "Where's my husband? That worthless dreamer." I mean, he's running, but he isn't running as far as like just running for his life. He's running to get away from her. Like he don't want to be associated with his wife anymore. So we move on to Peter Quince, and as you all know, he's a director of the play Pyramids and Thisbe, and he calls everybody together so they can run their parts. Now you know how Bottom is. He's a little arrogant, and he always just think he knows everything. I mean, as if he's almost kind of at a different level than the other mechanicals in the movie or in the play. And he tells his, Peter Quince tells the crew as far as, okay, this is the play, this is the location, this is what it's going to be about, and he, begins to assign parts. And Bottom begins to like read other people's parts, and he really wants to play your part, play your part. He's trying to change up the whole play. And as a dummy, he asks Peter Quince, what is a pyramid? I'm like,
Yeah, like you telling people like, oh, this is gonna be a really good play, and then straight up, don't know nothing about it.
right. So I mean, like everybody knows the play was about a lover and a tyrant. I'm like, Bob, go sit your dumb ass down somewhere.
Now you see, now you're an ass, but you're just a straight dumbass.
Right.
That's two completely different things.
Right.
And but you see, since Bottom is such a pimp,
Mm-hmm.
he found out he gotta kill himself at the end of the play. So it's like, yeah, I'm about to get all these sympathy tears and have like all the ladies fall in love with me. Wait till you get on.
Mm. And that's the thing, like what I was saying earlier, he's so much of himself, he can't even be content with just one role. Like, you really will put down your other castmates. You really will try to read their role and try to direct them, and you're not even a director. So, those are just examples to show, like, he really is a showboat. He wants to take your role and leave you with nothing or give you the smallest role, and I just don't think that's fair. That was something, while watching the movie and reading the play, that's something I didn't agree with Bottom, with his character, that someone would do that. But one of the things in the movie is these bad kids in the village, and these two young things that he's trying to spit game on earlier, these little hot things running back and forth, and and he just so happened to see it, and he just can't get that out. OxyClean wasn't invented just yet. With the wine, they couldn't get the wine out. But he's so embarrassed that he has to run home.
Red wine at that.
Red wine, you can't get that out.
No.
He's so embarrassed that he has to run home, and he can't stand his wife with her old mean ass. And she just give him that look like, you're such a dumb ass. Like, you're just so dumb. And of course, I don't know if any of y'all married, but wives, don't treat your husbands like that. You gotta encourage him and tell him the good things about him. You don't have to call him a dumbass, but that's what Bottom wife does. And I was just like, I don't see how she can even marry him, but hey, that's them.
Hey, before you even walked down the aisle and said I do, you knew what you was walking into.
Right.
So no judgments here.
Right. So now he got the whole village laughing at him for these two badass kids and a wife who can't even stand him. And I just feel like right now, at this moment, he's just in a bad place, and it's just not a place where he needs to be. So he just need to go to his mom and cry to her, because he acting like a crybaby. I mean, you can't go to your wife, you just need to go to somebody else. So that's what I thought about it.
Yeah. And probably y'all are thinking like, Cam Newton? No, no. Y'all gotta know how Cam Newton is. Y'all just, y'all should see when he lose a game.
Mm.
Oh my God, y'all.
Bottom.
Oh,
Bottom.
that's like, bottom of the, like, you can't describe that kind of information.
Right.
You know. So, on to all of this craziness.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Quince tells him we're gonna go in the woods and rehearse and all this. So now we're at Puck, back to being one of those old nosy women who peek
Mm-hmm.
out in the mirror all the time.
Mm-hmm.
And then to get back at him, he gonna turn him into an ass. Well, guess what?
What?
It's gonna backfire in his face. Cause lo and behold, Oberon and Titania already beefing it out.
Yep.
So Oberon wants to sit here and get back at his little wife? Pour some little love juice in her eyes? Well, she fall in love with an ass. Ooh.
Who did I ask?
Bottom.
Bottom.
All day.
Yes.
So, now who's looking like an ass?
Literally. Right.
Yeah. Like you say, no pun intended.
No pun intended.
Now, Bottom, this is where we come back to the pimp. Oh gosh, he is in heaven.
Oh yeah.
He got nothing but these fine ass fairies around him. And I mean, this is just like ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
He tells one of the fairies, I pray you come into Mr. Squash. Like, so Titania crazy. Like, she don't like attention besides her. But that's just his personality. You can't fault him. Now, he's sitting here trying to do that. Now, if Titania punch him in his face, what you gonna? Can't do nothing about it.
But see, she's one of the finest female he's ever seen in his whole life. I mean, so he's really thinking crazy about this woman. Like, he is really obsessed with, Titania. I think he's trying to bang her. Like, he really want her.
Yeah.
But I think with this part, it shows that just because he's an ass doesn't mean that he can't love anyone. Or just because he acts like an ass, he ain't gonna be an ass in the bedroom. I mean, he gotta do what he gotta do. Because, that would be selfish.
Is where he is completely unselfish.
That would be selfish of him.
Guys, take note. Stop being selfish.
Don't be selfish. And I think that's the arrogance coming out of him again. But, that's Bottom. That's who he is. And I think throughout this whole movie and play, he really stuck with that. Like, he was arrogant. But it wasn't like, he wasn't high arrogant all the time. He had, like I said in the beginning, he had his dimensions of arrogance throughout the whole thing. Yeah.
But he learned as time went on that I can be this person, but I don't need to be this person to prove a point.
To prove a point, that's right.
And that's what we love about him is that he eventually finds his own way throughout everything.
Right.
And this is where it just all comes to hell.
The play.
The actual play.
The actual play. Oh my goodness.
Oh gosh, I have no words to say that. Just to say in the prologue, Bottom wanted to say nobody was gonna die. Then in the epilogue, he wanted to try to prove a point. Cool.
Just too much.
Theseus said, shut it down.
Right, I got this.
We don't need to see any more of this.
Right.
I'm gonna need you to chunk up the deuces.
Thank y'all.
And be done with it.
Stage left, going over there.
Exactly. So, in conclusion, guys, we love Bottom for being so multi-dimensional.
Yeah.
No one has ever guessed Shakespeare would make a play whose character is arrogant, showboater, comedic, extremely smart and witty at that. a pimp and a crybaby all in one.
All in one. Like, how you got a character who does all of that? Like,
It's
back
impossible.
in that time, like,
Exactly.
so yeah.
So Shakespeare was thinking about
These
here.
modern times, right? I do like that parallel. He was. So, in the words of Puck, so good night unto you all. Give me your hands. If we be friends, and Robin shall restore amends.
That is beautiful.
Thank you.
Well, guys, as much as we would love to give you more information on this, that is the end of Trap Notes, the scholarly edition.
Trap.
Midsummer Night's Dream. Deuces.
Deuces.